Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with another Reddit story for you from AITA again. This one is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Fighting with My Husband While He's Away for a Bachelor Party? Oh, this doesn't seem right. That seems like a party foul to me. Now, if he was like sending you pictures and stuff of what was happening during the Bachelor Party and it was getting a little risque, that would probably prompt some at-present fighting. But we shall see. My husband, male 40, and I, female 34, are currently in a fight over his behavior at a bachelor party. I'm pregnant and possibly more emotional than usual. We usually text throughout the day, replying within minutes. He flew 2,000 miles for the party, and on one day he was slow to reply, 40 minutes to 1.5 hours, with short answers. I wasn't bothered initially, knowing they might be busy. However, after texting him asking their plans and being left on red for over an hour, I checked his location on Find My Friends and saw that he was at a day club pool bar. He finally texted saying that they had just arrived downtown for dinner, which was clearly untrue. When I called out the lie, he admitted that they were at the day club but were heading to dinner. The short text continued. The next morning, they were golfing, so I didn't expect much communication. I spent the afternoon with friends and learned that 2 weeks prior, he attended a strip club with the same friends during an overnight trip I wasn't on. He had told me that they were at a bar that evening, but did not mention going to a strip club. I don't care that he went to a strip club. It's the lack of transparency that bothers me. This news, along with the short text and the earlier lie about their whereabouts, set me off. I texted him about the strip club, and he FaceTimed me with his friends vouching that nothing inappropriate happened, making me look like an overreacting wife. He claimed the omission was at the groom's request to avoid pre-wedding issues, yet all the other wives knew. I ended the call more upset due to the lack of apology and feeling gaslit. He texted saying he doesn't keep secrets from me, and then stopped texting entirely. After 2 hours, I sent a passive-aggressive, well, good night, I guess, text. He replied that he thought the issue was resolved, then did not contact me for the rest of the evening. The next morning, I texted saying I felt like he'd been distant and ignoring me all weekend, asking why he didn't message me when they were out or returned to the hotel. He replied that I had killed the mood and made him miserable, accusing me of being unreasonable and embarrassing him by checking his location. He also said he couldn't wait until my girl's trip in 2 weeks to apply the same pressure, implying it's a competition. My trip, being 20 weeks pregnant and sober, will look very different than his, but maybe that's irrelevant here. He dramatically claims he rarely goes out with friends and will just stay home if we're going back to not trusting each other. Well, going back to not trusting each other, there's an interesting slip. Am I overreacting and being unreasonable? Am I wrong for wanting transparency? Am I the astronaut for picking a fight while he's away on a bachelor party trip? You know what? Damn. I was wrong again. I'm going NTA. I'm going NTA here, and this is the biggest reason why. She's pregnant, you dumb f***. If your wife is pregnant, you need to have your eyeballs glued to that damn phone. First of all, I wouldn't have gone. I mean, 20 weeks, maybe that's safe. That's safe. Or I would feel nervous about going, but I'd go. But if your wife is pregnant, dude, you better be responding like pretty damn quickly, because you never know what kind of communication is going to be needed there. I would want to know that. But also, there's a slip here at the end going back to being untrusting. That's a hint at something that we don't know about, but there's clearly some kind of issue seated there already. And he clearly wasn't being 100% transparent. Now, in general, I would say, look, if you're out with your friends, like leave that person alone and let them truly enjoy the time. That's the general approach here. This is different because she's pregnant, number one, but number two, he either tried hiding something or was pre-notifying about where they were going. I don't know. It was shady. And him trying to turn it back around on her to say that she killed the vibe. She killed the vibe. So him turning it back around her direction is just a classic deflection, right? Like, there are a few things that he has done and said here that give the red flag vibe to me. But overall, I don't give a shit about any of it, because if she is pregnant, respond in a timely manner, and don't be a dick about it. Why would you cause more drama here instead of just being like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Like, I was telling you where we were heading, not where we are now. And yeah, there's just communicate in the first place. It's not that hard to do. I enjoy communicating with Candy Thunder. You know, hold up. Either Mikey and her come up here because I want to hear your thoughts. Hey, an unprompted appearance by Candy Thunder, ladies and gentlemen.
I
So why were you surprised?
I just felt it was like it was an ESH. I think that she is being a little bit over the top, which can make him feel the need to hide something, maybe. But I do feel like she's being a little bit over the top in her reaction, but he's also doing something that is making her feel like she has to be over the top. So it's like a vicious circle between the two of them instead of just clear communication. Hey, I'm pregnant. You're going on this weekend, which is 2,000 miles away. For my own sanity, can you please let me know what your plans are? Like, what are you doing? Can you give me a rundown of the day? Like, just so I know what's going on. Something like that, if that's what makes her feel. But he's not doing anything to make her feel more comfortable. So in turn, it makes her seem overbearing, which I think she sucks way less than him. But I think at the same time, like, they have to learn how to communicate because right now they're not effectively communicating where both of them feel like they can get what they need out of the relationship because she's pissed and he's pissed, but he doesn't realize that what he's doing is leading to her being pissed. He just thinks that she's being overbearing. Instead of just saying, hey, I feel like this is what you might need to be comfortable in this relationship, he's like doing the exact opposite and hiding stuff, which in turn makes her escalate. So to me, it's like they're just not communicating.
I feel like pregnancy communication is not difficult. Like I tried to over communicate during pregnancy because every bit of it scared the shit out of me. But if you're having trouble now, boy, just wait because it's about to get a whole lot harder and you're going to have no filter and you're going to have a lot harder time communicating once that baby is here.
And I agree. And I think people have different, every pregnancy is different. And I think as women or anyone should respect that every pregnancy is different. While one may have been easy for you, maybe it leads to a plethora of intrusive thoughts for another person. For me, I had a lot of like intrusive thoughts and like thinking things that I would never normally think, not like bad stuff, but just getting pissed off for no reason. And I could sense what was happening. I could understand it, but I think I don't want to be so quick to blame pregnancy, but also you can blame pregnancy.
It's got to be a contributing factor.
It's a fine line. So I think being respectful in general of the fact that every pregnancy is different is very important. But I don't know. I think there's so many problems that can be solved by just communicating effectively. And that's not a one shoe size fits all, one shoe fits all. I don't know what the saying is, but it's something there. That's communication is different for every single person. So you have to understand how your partner communicates and communicate in a way that makes them feel seen and heard. And if you don't do that, you end up with a vicious circle of ineffective communication. And I think that's what's happening.
One shoe fits the gander. Let's go with that. Just blend three together. What's good for the goose? Good for
I don't know what a gander is.
I see what you're saying. And there's some comments on here like, is she expecting him to check it every hour? It's a bachelor weekend. I don't think that was the expectation. I think he started giving the sus vibe with him behaving differently. And it wasn't you know what, if there was going to be a day where it was like, hey, I'm with the boys today, we're doing boys things, like I'm going to be pretty much incommunicado because it's a boys thing. And if I pull my phone out and start getting lovey-dovey with you, they're going to tear me to shreds. That would be a conversation we would have ahead of time. And I would set some expectations. Here, it is a lack of communication. It's also a lack of expectations being set. If they had a plan going into this, they both could have contributed to that plan and had an understanding instead if it was just kind of fell together as it went or fell apart as it went.
Yeah, but it seems like if he didn't tell her about the strip club, that this has been going on a lot longer than probably even before the pregnancy.